All right, guys, welcome back to the Grips Archery channel. Today, I want to talk about my new turkey hunting bow. Guaranteed, you'll never guess what bow I'm going with. All right, so real quick, I want to talk about this quote-unquote new turkey hunting bow. You probably figured out with the air quotes that it's not new, but before I do, I've been getting some messages about some of the Grips Archery hats. Did go out and have a few made, and again, I am not a big fish in the YouTube pond. I'm still a little guppy, so I don't have a whole lot of capital to go out and have 500 hats made. So I had a handful, and when I say a handful, I mean just a few. So I still have one of the orange and gray, one left, a Richardson Model 112. I have two of the green and gray, the neon green. I got two of those left. I have, I think, three of the, I believe it's duck camos, what I'm wearing here. I like to call it the Fred Bear camo. Again, a Richardson 112. And I have six of each of these. This is the original Realtree all-purpose, or just original Realtree, and it is in the Model 111. Has the more flexible front panel. I like that when I hunt. If it gets cool, I like to put a beanie on or a toboggan on over top. And if it's that flexible, it's a little, it helps with that a little better. And I have probably what'll be most people, I think this is what most of the messages were about, is the Mossy Oak Bottomland. I have six of these. So $35 covers shipping and handling. You send me $35, I'll send you one of those hats. If you just message me, gripsarchery@gmail.com. And if you want a hat, great. So let's move on to with the bow. So the bow that I'm going with is an oldie, and so far a goodie that I can tell. It is, and it's going to be hard to see, is this guy right here. This is a Browning Summit 2. My research indicates that this bow is from the early to mid 90s. I think it's about 94, maybe even earlier. For those of you who have my book, Behind the Riser, you know that I shot for Browning for a number of years, but I started in about 97, 98, and this bow is before that. So this bow is about 32, 33 years old, and there's a real good possibility it's older than some of you, which is kind of cool. Now, why this bow? Well, I was looking for a dark bow to turkey hunt with, to be in the blind, a nice blackish bow to turkey hunt with in low poundage, and this one fell in my lap. It was given to me, and the details of the story, but it was basically in somebody's garage. Hey, I don't want this anymore. Get rid of it. It's my son's. Used to be my son's. He hasn't touched it in years. Okay, I'll take it. And that's where I got it. So I dusted off the old Apple string jig, and I made a string for it and got it up and ready to go. Now, there's a big difference between this bow and today's bows. Shooting an old vintage bow like this, it really helps you to appreciate what we have. Archery has come a long way. Today's bows, the let off, the back wall, the hand shock, they are dead in the hand. This bow is not that. As a matter of fact, it did kind of help me justify my good shooting form, because when I built the string and sent my first arrow out of this bow jumped out of my hand. I mean, I shot, bow jumped out of my hand, landed on the ground. I said, well, I guess I'm not gripping the bow when I shoot. So I had to make sure that I dusted off one of my old wrist slings to hold that puppy when I shoot so it doesn't jump out of my hand. But round wheels, steel cables. They don't stretch. Steel cables don't stretch, so it's gonna, once I get it in tune, it's gonna stay there. And uh, it has about a 7 3/4, almost to 8 inch brace height bow, and it shoots. It shoots well, and I'm only asking it to be on target out to about 15 yards. Anything outside of 15, 20 yards max, I'm not taking that shot. Bow hunting turkeys, I'm just not going to do it. And when I bow hunt for turkeys, I use the Magnus Bullhead. Um, I can go on and on about, the setup and stuff, but if you want to learn more about the Magnus Bullhead, my recommendation is you go to New Day Outdoors. Derek Craig, he is, dare I say, the Jedi master when it comes to the Magnus Bullhead. He's been using them for years. He's killed a bunch of birds with them. He has way more knowledge with the Magnus Bullhead than I do. So go to his page. I'll put a link down in the description. Again, Derek Craig, New Day Outdoors. He will set you up with any information you need about the Magnus Bullhead. But I like the idea of head shooting turkeys. It is a vivid, easy to see target to aim at. Pick a spot. It's easy to pick a spot. Put that pin right on that bright head and let it fly. I've had bad experience with body shooting birds. I've lost a bird. I did kill a bird. One. I'm not. I got a confession to make. I'm not a very good, successful, or diligent turkey hunter. And I think the reason that I'm not very diligent is probably why I'm not very good or very successful. Um, I'm doing 3D archery in the spring, and there for a while I was watching my son play baseball, and I just I don't get into it the way I do get into deer hunting. And some of my friends cringe when I say that, but it's just me. And when I go, I don't like to do the run and gun. I don't like to sit on the ground. I would just rather go sit in a chair, be comfortable, get in a blind, and bow hunt them. And that's just my philosophy. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to take this 33, 34-year-old bow, and I'm going to try to lop a turkey's head off with the Magnus Bullhead. So this is to pay homage to its age. The sight is an old CBE 3D XL. They don't make this anymore. This was pre Scott Archery buying CBE. I got a whisker biscuit. I got an old simple little Vibracheck. All of these things are old, discontinued, aren't around anymore. And except for the whisker biscuit, they still make the biscuit. But I've got my Carbon Force Radial X weaves with 4-fletched with 4-inch boning Bronco vanes, and so far it works. So let's step out to the range and take a look at shooting the Magnus Bullhead. All right, guys. So I'm out here with the new turkey hunting bow, my Browning Summit 2, in this nice brand spanking new camouflage pattern. Like I said, I'm going cheap and simple. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put one field tip arrow. I've got my boning Bronco vanes, 4-fletch with a offset. I'm going to put the field tip one in the cheap foam target, and then I'm going to do the bullhead in the feed bag. So I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to walk down there. I'm going to turn my other camera on. We're going to come back and see how this goes. All right, camera's on. So I won't do any edit in between. Let's see how this goes. First arrow. Nice Carbon Force Radial X weave. And I'm going to shoot for the top center little bullseye on that imitation block target. Here we go. Okay, it's right there. So now the bullhead, at the bullhead, I have the 100 grain, slightly smaller cutting diameter than the 125, but that's the one I went with. A little partial to 100 grain, and um, I felt the shorter blades would be easier to tune and to get sighted in. But as it turned out, as we're getting ready to see, hopefully not that complicated. So I am going to shoot at the W in net weight on the bottom. The bottom of that W is about the width of my thumb. So if I can be on or close to that W, I think this is going to be money. So here we go. 100 grain bullhead in the pillow target. I think it's right there. Let's go down and take a look. Okay, here we are. Um, we're down here at the target. I unpropped it. Got to dig the dirt out of that blazer knock, but as you can see, it is right and left. It's spot on. It's just under the W, which I'm cool with, because if I'm on its head and I hit just below, I'm still taking out the neck. So I'm happy with that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if I can do some damage to the central nervous system of a good old gobbler this spring. All right, so there we go. That's really all I got to ask that bow to do. I am not going to shoot. I'm setting the decoys up at about 10 or 11 yards. I'm hoping for a 12, 10, 12-yard shot. That's all I want. And if that bow can do that, that's all I need. So this will, I think, be adequate. Now, is it as easy to shoot as today's bows? No. It doesn't have the let off. It doesn't have the wall, but it will shoot. All I have to do is do my job, and the bow will take care of the rest. Um, and, I don't need to generate a whole pile of kinetic energy. That Magnus Bullhead is going to do the job. You don't, in my opinion, you don't need $2,000 worth of archery equipment to bow hunt turkeys. If you've got it and you want to spend it, great, go for it. But I don't think it's necessary. This is my opinion. Am I an expert turkey hunter? No. But hopefully I prove it this spring. You don't need the top of the line flagship bow with a $200 drop away rest and a $400 sight and $300 worth of stabilizer, and you buy your $200 arrows. You don't. I personally don't think you need it. I think you can, because the shots are going to be close. I think you can get away with an older, not so expensive setup, and that's just my opinion. And hopefully this spring, I'll be able to prove it. But we'll see. Again, I'm not the most successful turkey hunter, so if you're taking odds are pretty good. I'll be eating turkey tag by the end of May. So either way, um, that's what I'm going to do. So stay around. If you want to see if I make it or not, subscribe, and hopefully I'll have a cool video of me severely damaging the central nervous system of a local longbeard. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. And if you like what you saw, again, you know how it is. You're a YouTuber. You got to say it. Click like and subscribe. So if you want a hat, let me know. And don't forget, if you like good bow hunting and archery stories, check out my book, Behind the Riser. It is It is available in paperback, ebook, and audiobook form. So again, as always, guys, thanks for stopping by the Grips Archery channel, and I'll talk to you guys later. I'm laughing because there's a fly in here, and there he goes. I guess he wants to be on the Grips Archery channel, but if he lands, he's in for a world of hurt. You know what they say, bad day turkey hunting, better than a good day at work.